What's going on, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Gemini, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was about to do that, Gemini, but I was like, yeah, it's like, am I really about to? And it's just like, yep, we're going to commit to it. Silliness. But Gemini, with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Oh, and intact. Just great energy all around here, Gemini. Now, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. This is a newer one, Gemini. I love the art on this one. It's been fantastic. But before we jump into this thing, Gemini, just so you're all aware, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I'd like watching Gemini, so definitely check them out. Very great energy that they bring. So I think you would really enjoy them. But let's get a little bit more of this energy coming through here. In Gemini, you got some beneficial. So you got a combination of energies. You know, Saturn just went direct not too long ago, so that might cause a little trickiness in your chart. But the lovely Empress Venus just moved into to Libra not too today. So depending on when you're watching this, and so you got some trine energy coming through there, and that coming through with Venus, very wonderful energy coming through there, Gemini. So very get pumped for that. But before we talk about all this air energy, looks like we need to talk about a little water energy, Gemini, because you got the water card here. And you know, Gemini, I feel with this that you might be needing to either you might be feeling a lot more here, or there's a need to kind of tap into that more kind of emotional side of you there. There's, you know, it's interesting how there's this heart is protected by this shell, and I feel like there's something for some that we're maybe keeping kind of tucked away in, and not necessarily something that we need to show others, but something that we may need to acknowledge ourselves, because water energy does deal with those emotions, and also deals with our intuition as well, where all the signs have the potential for intuition. Water signs are the most naturally in tune with that intuitive energy, and so there may even be a need for some to start to listen to your intuition a lot more. You know, kind of really dig into that because I mean, Gemini, you being it's you and Pisces that are the signs of duality. I might even I would almost even throw Sagittarius in on that mix, but in a very abstract kind of way, considering that they're like this they're a centaur, half human, half goat, or not goat, horse. Now I'm thinking of Capricorn too, but you and Pisces for sure are definitely those signs of duality, and you're the communicators of the zodiac. And I feel that when you are in balance and those energies are in harmony, you can tap into a very powerful level of intuition and receive in a sense those type of divine downloads in a sense. But I do feel like in order to get to that energy and really make the most of that, there's something here. I'm getting a very healing or something that's wanting to be healed here with that water energy coming through there. But let me get some tarot on this, Gemini, and see what's going on with that. It gives me very kind of like Star card or even like Queen of Cups energy that's coming through there with that. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Gemini. All right, so you have the Three of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and then the Knight of Swords here. A lot of water energy in here, Gemini. And I feel for some that there is this energy with the Knight of Swords. Because he's the type that just kind of powers through things and just kind of moves along. Very, very fast energy with the Knight of Swords. But I feel there's a need to. He's always looking towards the future, but for some, I feel there's a need to kind of look into the past because. And I might need to get a little bit more on the Seven of Cups, but I feel like maybe for some, there's just something here that we're. Again, that we're. It's like we're neglecting in a sense. Maybe there's this. There could even be this energy that maybe there's this something we were so deeply involved in, possibly like something we were really sort of like it's this passionate energy, but it gives me it's this like this it almost feels with like the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Cups combination is that we're looking for multiple ways of not dealing with something as opposed to because it's something that really kind of mattered to us in a sense with this Knight of Cups. That's very interesting, Gemini. And this could be for some, maybe there's this energy of maybe we had I'm even getting with this Three of Cups like a needing to maybe if this is something that we may even need to talk about with some people, maybe like and not necessarily this is like a not necessarily talk with like a therapist or anything, but more so talking about people who we hold close to us, or just having a little get together, or a little maybe inviting some having some tea and just kind of catching up on life and kind of talking about where things may have been going and where we hmm or it's just like maybe we're. Let me get a little bit more on this. Oops, let me not throw gems all over the place. Let me get. I'm gonna get something on this. I think I'm okay with the Seven of Cups. Let me get a little on this Knight of Cups here. See what's going on with that, Gemini. Interesting. Let me get a little bit more on the Three of Cups here too, Gemini, while I'm at it. Oh, interesting. Alright, Gemini, so there you are. Let's talk about that first. Because you got the. Fascinating. A lot of majors coming through here, Gemini. So, with this Three of Cups here, this is clarified by you, the lovers. And I do feel for some this could have been maybe something happened in the past. I'm even kind of getting like a Six of Cups energy where this maybe either like something with actual love because I mean when you get like the Knight of Cups, the lovers, maybe there was some sort of for some maybe like a third party thing even with the Three of Cups, something some sort of infidelity that may have happened, or this could even be maybe this something that happened with like a friend or maybe even like a family member, but some sort of thing where the energies just aren't as harmonious and something may have broken out and we're not facing what that is, and it's like we're choosing to ignore maybe how much that really did affect you, trying to keep it moving in a sense. But and let's talk about the Knight of Cups here because the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Devil and the Temperance card, and this and that's interesting because the Temperance, the Devil follows the Temperance card, and I feel like it's like something that's gotten out of balance, and this is your opposite sign, Sagittarius. And it's like something had gotten out of balance here. There's something where we may have been even it's like we were pursuing something possibly and it formed it's just like a relationship or something went south, or just because the devil can be toxic energy, but it's not quite majority energy that I'm getting is not quite on that toxic, but it's just that it got maybe a little too much to deal with, like almost like this like possessive or obsessive type of energy there. Hmm. And it even feels like with the Three of Wands, it's just like internally, it's like we're not sure where to go next. And I do feel with the Lovers as well, Gemini. When I think about the Lovers, it's kind of like your higher self winking at you, trying to get your attention. And it's just that the again, it feels like that we haven't, there's a need to kind of go into like this meditation or reflect on something that has happened and figure out why. Hmm. Yeah, why something went south, or why something got into this, how something changed into, maybe even a relationship just got even unhealthy. There could be like this codependent type of energy that could be going on with this as well. But all right, Gemini, but I feel like this is something pretty deep here, and I think I'm gonna move on from that. But I feel like it's, you don't want to ignore these feelings, especially if something hurt you in a sense, or because then that energy festers and turns into tower moments. Then, since we're going in order, but just something to think about there, Gemini. Keep you center stage there. But let's get another oracle on the mix. Gemini, this could even be too. I said I was gonna pull out of that, but something else. Yeah, something else to consider too. That just be mindful of how you may be. I'm not saying that you can't flirt or anything like that, Gemini. Get out. I know you're very social energy. Listen, I got a Gemini moon, so I understand. But I do feel like that there is this energy of being mindful of how we're spreading our energies about. We may be distracting ourselves with others. Just with that Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, Devil energy, Lover's energy. If something's getting out of hand, spreading your energies too. Just be safe out there as well. But I even feel there's this, because maybe even for some, it's just like we're keeping these options open possibly. In which again, I feel there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure we're making intentions clear. Hmm. Alright. Thank you. See what's going on here. Interesting. A lot of elemental energy kind of going around here, Gemini. So, and I feel like part way is because since I was talking about that, so you got the air energy here, Gemini. So you're all up in your energy right now, and I feel that with Venus moving back into her home sign of Libra, but she also rules over Taurus, but Libra can deal with those one-on-one relationships, and for some, I feel like commitment is just something to be aware of, but there is this sense, I do feel with, for some, if we're hung up on maybe like a particular type of thing here, I feel like this air card is asking yourself to kind of free yourself of that obsessive type of energy that's going on through. So because the Knight of Cups, for me this is Scorpio energy, and the Knight of Cups, he can get, when he gets locked onto something, is in love and really wants to pursue something, he gives his whole heart in it and it doesn't give up. And with the Seven of Cups, it's just remembering that even though we may have felt someone may have been like the one or something in that moment, that doesn't mean that there aren't more options out there for you, like that you'll never find or never feel a love like that again. And that can even be too, maybe even in like a friend sort of capacity, or maybe even like a just something where it's like we love something so much and that it's just like we feel like we'll never feel that way again. It's like that energy. And I feel like that's a really heavy thing to weigh the heart on, and then that can lead to that escapism. You remember getting in devil, because even Seven of Cups, that's like usually my prelude to a devil moment, but we just went ahead and skipped. We played both tracks in that last one. So, and that could even be too, Gemini, if you've been maybe kind of cooped up for a little while, maybe tucked into a shell, kind of in hermit mode. This air energy can be something of needing to go, like maybe go out, Three of Cups, socialize and things, maybe go travel. Three of Wands, kind of get out of a funk here. If that's something that's resonating with you there. But I'm even feeling for some others, because that's interesting too when you think about air and water energy, is that in a sense like there's that duality that's going on there, because when you think about the intellect opposed as and the intuition, because we were talking about that intuitive energy that was coming through as well. I feel like for some there is this, it's like finding that balance of head and heart in a sense. That is, something's not quite in line. It's like we're not, maybe not leaning into the water as much as we need to, because it's not that you're not emotional, Gemini, but I feel like it's just like when you think about it from a logical standpoint, the emotions don't make any sense. And when emotionally, sometimes when you think from that standpoint, logic doesn't make sense. And I feel like those two are trying to, because air and water, it's giving me a kind of like King of Cups type of vibe, even like King of Swords in a sense. Like those two are they're so different, yet they're so similar, because they both represent wisdom, but on these spectrums. But in order to get that true wisdom, there is a balance for them that King of Swords needs to dip into those waters, and the King of Cups does need to come up for air out of that water. But let me get some let me get some tarot on this and get some details. Alright, Gemini, let's see what's going on here. Oh! Speaking of, I love when Spirit does that. So, you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. There's that King of Swords there I was talking about there. Gemini, there you are. Oh, he's a little hard. But, with the King of Swords being here. Because I was even feeling like while I was... Oh, hold on, let me light my candle here, Gemini. I was even feeling when I was shuffling that there was this energy with the King of Swords, that it's like we're trying to make sense of how we're feeling about something, or why we feel something so intensely, or feel a certain type of way about a situation there. And it feels like the Six of Swords here is like I'm something feels stuck, Gemini, or something feels stagnant. Because even feeling even thinking about water and air, there is that similarity where they both need to be flowing in order to stay fresh and to stay healthy in a sense. And I feel like that there's something here where maybe either like a situation happened, or I think I'm gonna get a little bit more on this Page of Pentacles here, but it's like something that came to fruition, or just something that we invested in came to resulted in something that we didn't expect. And now with the King of Swords here, it's like it's understanding what that was, but it's either we're thinking too much about it, or we're too caught up in the emotions about it. And something here's trying to, I feel like, sprout from that Page of Pentacles. But let me get a little bit more on that, Gemini. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Swords here. More like dual type of energy here, and decisions, because both the Two of Swords and like the Lovers deals with choices. And it's like where I almost feel like there's this energy of like what could have been done differently, but just staying kind of caught up in that. Even like it's because that's interesting too. You got Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. Again, this and I maybe, or I even feel like for some that there's probably going to come this decision where we're going to need to come at this with a balanced approach here, not just, you got your logic here, King of Swords, but then there's that need to have that water energy there as well. It's very, very interesting energy that's coming through here, Gemini. But and I even feel there's this question of whether we, again, it's like it's moving on from something here with the Six of Swords being here, and getting the energies flowing again. But because if we stay stagnant, things are just going to get stale, both with air and with water. They're very, they're not quite opposites, but they are in a sense. They're opposites in a very interesting way. Hmm. All right, Gemini, but and I hope that this makes sense. Let's get your last oracle card. All right, Gemini. So you have the Dream card here. With this energy, Gemini, I feel that there is this. It's like for some, it's like we have this dream that we may be trying to bring to fruition, but it's just like our head and our heart are on the same page here. It's like that you may be getting these sort of like intuitive things to make these moves, but something logically isn't lining up there. We seem to can't make sense of it. There's something here that it's a very confusing type of energy that's coming through, and you may be getting these messages here of just like either something that's getting out of hand, or something that has gotten that we're not doing in, with that devil, that's something that's gotten into, that's not in. Let me get something on. Let me get a little bit more on this, or get some tarot on this dream energy here, Gemini, before I get into that. Because I'm even feeling for some that there's this. Here, let me get your cards. Alright, Gemini, let me see what's going on here. Ha! How fascinating. So, how. Alright, Gemini, you see me shuffling. So you have the Page of Cups, the Four of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Death card, and then here is King of Cups. And let's switch back over here, Gemini, because that's fascinating. Because I feel with this, Gemini, it almost feels like with this dream card, there we go. It feels with this dream card that maybe for some we haven't been able to get, we haven't been able to bring, almost like I feel like our dreams to fruition, because there's something here that I feel like may be weighing heavy on our minds here with the four of Swords and the Ten of Wands being here. Maybe this is a future, maybe there's a choice that we're needing to make and we're not sure where our head is telling us one thing, our heart's telling us another thing. And it's like we're not sure where to begin, where to. I feel there's almost this small energy I feel like is coming through here with the Page of Cups, that it's not necessarily frightened, but it just feels like that it's a lot to deal with, sort of like we're ignoring that side of it, it feels like, because there's a change that's coming with the Death card, and I feel like you feel that, and there may even be where you might be having, when you are getting sleep, maybe there are even these dreams that are coming through that signifying these changes, that we're going to need to do some work here with the Nine of Pentacles. That's like sort of like this self-sufficient type of energy, this working on some sort of aspect of ourselves that's needing to grow here. And that's so fascinating. It's just like, again, how you have the Knight of Swords and Cups, and now we got the King of Swords and Cups. And I feel like that these two, it's like these two are at odds right now. And this could maybe even be in a relationship possibly, but this feels more internal. And let me get a little bit more with the King of Cups before we close out here, Gemini. Interesting. Okay. So the King of Cups is clarified by the Strength card here. And I feel, and it's only because, like, and not only, but I feel like because because it feels like that we're stifling this. How I said the Page of Cups feels small. It's like I feel like that we're trying to extinguish that side of ourselves and just coming at it from that logical type of standpoint. They're not wanting to deal with the emotional aspect of this, but there's strength, because the King of Cups is clarified by the Strength card here, and I feel like there's strength in that. You know, listening to that other side of you, getting the twins on the same page, because when they're not Gemini, it's it's hard, and it's a mess internally when you're dealing with that, and those two aren't, they're, we're ignoring one or the other. They'll come out in sharp kind of ways, and ways that you don't, or and it's like if we're ignoring them in the waking world, then it's even, and like, hang with me, because it's like maybe even like when we're in, like, maybe even not sleeping, but maybe even like a dream world, when we phase off, our thoughts start to roam off, and there's just like this little voice in something that's like, that's just like trying to get your attention, that's like roaring down here, and it's like, if you can only keep the lion caged up for so long. So I hope that this makes sense, Gemini. This is a very, I feel there's this, and I feel like it's kind of similar to what, and I haven't done Sagittarius's reading yet, but Virgo is having oppositions with Saturn, and Saturn's in Pisces. They're going to be in Pisces for the next 3 years, and that's forming a square with your sign. So is this deep kind of spiritual energy that I feel like is going to need to be acknowledged here. Something is changing in you, Gemini, and and I feel like it's going to take some strength here. It's going to take making sure that you are in balance, when we're making these decisions and these choices. And but I think I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. So yeah, because otherwise I'll have you here all day. So if anything resonated with the Gemini, you made sense of that, give it a thumbs up, and share this, because I feel that there's this. I feel a lot, like it's a lot with this Gemini. Like something is at odds here. Maybe you know someone who's at odds, or maybe even like having troubles bringing a dream to fruition. It's just. But let's switch gears. Let's subscribe there, you King of Swords. I don't know. You hit that bell button, Gemini. You'll get notified on all these videos each week. And then last little bit. If you got any, speaking of water energy, you got any Cancer in your placements? Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus. Yep. Come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. So I can get you out of here. So here's Leo's ruler. You got the Sun here. And the Sun's in Scorpio still when this is coming out. And I feel like there is something that's trying to come to light here, Gemini. There's something like seeing things with a different type of clarity that's coming through here with the Sun card. It's something is trying to have a light shown on it, or let me get your other oracle card here, Gemini, so I can get you out of here. But I do feel like if we were to do some meditation, or to pay attention, maybe do a little journaling, maybe there's just like some sort of repetitive themes that may be coming on there, that we might, that's just needing some sort of attention and needing to be aired out in a sense. But let me see what your oracle card is. Alright, Gemini, so you have the cartographer here, which is a card of a crossroads and exploration. And this is what I mean, like something is wanting to be, it's like where we are at this there's like this divide here. You're at a crossroads, and there is this exploration. Like, in order to know which way to go, we need to journey within and find out where our head, and get our head and our heart on the same page there. Find out what you're trying to manifest, or but Gemini, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Gemini, because this was very, very kind of confusing energy that was coming through here, and I feel like that's kind of what's going on there. Like, there's something that the twins are at odds, so just be mindful of that. At least that's what it feels like. You raise your vibration through the roof. Make sure we're getting some rest there, Four of Swords. Maybe you haven't been. Just something to be aware of there. And I will catch you on the next. Yeah, on the next one. We'll talk about that next time, Gemini. Later.